need that. I just rubbed that off of my pants. Ice cubes are good if you fall on the floor, right? There you go. Okay. Manic Mark household used Manic Mark's ice cubes. I will not tolerate that. Here's where the taxi cabs and cars and so forth would go into the building originally. Drive into the building and drop their charges off so that they could get on a train, and they would circle around and come out that end of the building. But back to the thing about working really hard. I always approached it as like boot camp, okay? So, because I'm sitting in front of my computer and blogging, making videos and doing artwork, I look at it as like physical boot camp where I go and I get back in shape. Things fit better. Ooh, by the way, speaking of things that fit better, I gotta show you this, because this came in the mail yesterday. All right, and look at this. This is a vest. See this? CTU. What does that stand for? What acronym? Counterterrorism. It's a counterterrorism vest. It came from Tink. Good friend Zombie Tink. Counterterrorism unit. With limited donated artifacts, how do you get them? I have no idea. Some kind of coherent timeline that explains the history of African Americans in America and make it meaningful on some level to every race. Extremely difficult. So there's a lot, you know, that's like, if you look at it, anybody can come up with a complaint, okay? But you know, my personal immediate reaction is to see, because hey, if you've watched my videos, you know that I'm for freedom. You know what I'm saying? And we live in a society where we are enslaved, okay? You're watching me in my counterterrorism vest and you think that I'm... But when you see manacles and chains, and you know that they were used, what they were used for, in reality, that leaves an impression. And it's always good to refresh, you know, because as humans, we're born with nothing, unfortunately, and we're molded to think, like, to be stupid. Because it's so hard to figure things out because you're marketed to on so many levels. Here I go. This is the real Manic Mark. He's back. Hey. Raymond.
Hey, what do you say, buddy?
Oh man, I'm great. Couldn't be better. It's Pandora's box. I mean, it's Eden's garden in here. That's right. That Pandora's box. Another 9 days. 9 days in a row. See, people won't believe me that we've worked 15 days, or is it 12 days, 13 days so far, with 10-hour days, straight days, no days off, and another 9 days to go. Is that true?
Very true.
Proof. Positive. Raymond wouldn't lie.
I wouldn't lie.
Okay, so you go through this whole thing and you see all of this stuff and you get to pop culture, okay? Now you're warming up to what Manic Mark is interested in. And what is the most... Jimi Hendrix has an outfit. They put a Jimi Hendrix outfit. Now you would think, hey... Oh, and Prince's guitar, the purple thing he played at the Super Bowl a few years ago, not impressive. Not to me anyway. Yeah, well, I know, I like Prince. I got it in one of his CDs here somewhere. Anyway, I didn't care for it. Anyway, but what I did care for is the local dude, the local hero in Cincinnati, which is Bootsy Collins. And yeah, you know, he's a hometown boy. And he donated, his wife brought in one of the outfits he wore with Parliament Funkadelic, you know, and I hardly have time to like pay attention to labels. I just happened to be there when the case was open and they brought the thing in and they stuck it in the case. And it's like one of his yellow and red mirrored buttons and sequins spaceman uniforms, you know.
Even if they paid me, I wouldn't lie.
Yeah.
Well, I would lie a little bit.
Well, especially $25 an hour.
If the price were right.
Yeah, exactly, we would lie just
I don't mind fabricating.
Well, I loved it. I loved it. I said, you know, you want to make, if you want to make a real splash in the community, let me, and I would never fit into it, so it was pure fantasy, but let me wear that, or Etta James' sequence dress. I could have fit into that. I could have worn that. Let me wear that to the gala and create a publicity stir for you.
Medicine.
So I looked up inert and inertia.
Really?
And it comes from a Latin word meaning sluggish.
Get something going. No, man, help me out here. How would that come? If I wore Etta James's sequence dress and her, and I'm just going to tell you right now, nothing. She's a wonderful singer. She had big feet. I think I'd wear her shoes.
That was nice. I've never had a response on that door so quick.
Bob was said.
It's right there.
Well, that's because of the heightened security.
I got to show you this. Oh man, I almost forgot. Yeah, look at that. Can you see that? It's blue, man. It's blue vinyl. But what I want to do, here's one thing. I'm just going to say this, okay? I want to do something, I like to do something fun every summer. Yes, last summer it was the spiral staircase to nowhere. To heaven, excuse me. Spiral staircase to heaven. You go up, you step off, you find out if you're going to go to heaven when you hit the ground, okay? But I was thinking about making a sea of cement sculptures on my hillside, because like my backyard's like 20 feet and drops off, and I got this hillside cement sculptures, okay? Wait a minute, let me take a drink. But I was thinking, like, well, should I have a theme for this sculpture garden, which will be on the hillside? You'll kind of be able to see it if you go in the valley and look up, but basically it'll be just something you'll drive up and you'll look over. So I'm thinking, should I have a theme? But I'm thinking, no, from year to year, I'll probably have some different ideas and I want to try them out. But the first idea was these and I didn't think of this at the beginning about phallic shapes. And then the guys at the table said dicks. I'm like, you're always drawing dicks.
Did you do that again, Raymond? I didn't get that on tape. It's a surreal Monday, Mark, so just so you know.
What was yesterday? I called it non-absurdist.
Non-absurdist Sunday.
You know, I don't understand that. You know why people are so because I don't pay attention to any of that. I mean, unless it's like blatant.
Oh, so Bob had some thoughts about Betcher Island, but of course, not every. There's going to have to be other races of Betchers, and like midget Betchers.
You have to have midget Betchers.
Really?
African American Betchers, Asian Betchers.
What about
You
female
wanted to,
Betchers?
well, we already discovered that.
Do you think there's been enough time in the process of the scientific?
There has to be some biodiversity.
Yeah, but wouldn't that happen over a certain period of years, though? I mean, right now I'm just breeding with myself.